Iran's missile attack on Israel, and it has termed it totally unacceptable. Let's listen into the U.S. President Joe Biden and also the presidential candidate of the Democrats, Kamala Harris.
At my direction, the United States military actively supported the defense of Israel, and we're still assessing the impact. But based on what we know now, the attack appears to have been defeated and ineffective. And this is testament to Israeli military capability and U.S. military. It's also a testament to intensive planning between the United States and Israel to anticipate and defend against the brazen attack we expected. Make no mistake, the United States is fully supportive of Israel. And I've spent the morning and part of the afternoon in the Situation Room and meeting with my whole national security team and consulting with the Israelis indirectly because in terms of their impact on us. And the national security team has been, as I said, in constant contact with Israeli officials and their counterparts.
Earlier today, I was in the Situation Room with President Biden and our national security team as we monitored the attack in real time and ensured that the protection of U.S. personnel in the region is paramount. I fully support President Biden's order for the U.S. military to shoot down Iranian missiles targeting Israel, just as we did in April. We are still assessing the impact, but initial indications are that Israel, with our assistance, was able to defeat this attack. Our joint defenses have been effective, and this operation and successful cooperation saved many innocent lives. As I have said, I will always ensure Israel has the ability to defend itself against Iran and Iran-backed terrorist militias. My commitment to the security of Israel is unwavering. And let us be clear, Iran is not only a threat to Israel, Iran is also a threat to American personnel in the region, American interests, and innocent civilians across the region who suffer at the hands of Iran-based and backed terrorist proxies. We will never hesitate to take whatever action is necessary to defend U.S. forces and interests against Iran and Iran-backed terrorists. And we will continue to work with our allies and partners to disrupt Iran's aggressive behavior and hold them accountable.
And it's not just the United States of America, it's also the United Kingdom, which is supporting Israel in this escalated aggression by Iran after Israel targeted southern Lebanon. Now, Prime Minister of UK, Keir Starmer, has warned that the Middle East is on the brink in a televised Downing Street address following Iran's missile attack on Israel. Take a look.
Last few hours, the Iranian regime has launched over 200 ballistic missiles at civilian targets in Israel. It's too soon to assess the impact fully, but I utterly condemn this attempt by the Iranian regime to harm innocent Israelis, to escalate this incredibly dangerous situation and push the region ever closer to the brink. It cannot be tolerated. We stand with Israel, and we recognise her right to self-defence in the face of this aggression. Iran must stop these attacks, together with its proxies like Hezbollah. Iran has menaced the Middle East for far too long. Chaos and destruction brought not just to Israel, but to the people they live amongst in Lebanon and beyond. Make no mistake, Britain stands full square against such violence. We support Israel's reasonable demand for the security of its people. I've spoken today to Prime Minister Netanyahu, the King of Jordan, President Macron, and Chancellor Scholz. In the last week, I've also spoken to other leaders, including Prime Minister McCarthy of Lebanon, President Abbas, the leader of the Palestinian Authority, to try to find the space for a political solution to the conflicts in Lebanon and Gaza, because I am deeply concerned that the region is on the brink, and I'm deeply concerned about the risk of miscalculation. The situation in Lebanon is increasingly grave. I want to repeat my advice to British nationals who are still in Lebanon. You must leave now. You should register your presence with government officials on our website. We have a chartered flight and we're doing everything we can to get people out. But the situation is extremely volatile. So if you have the means to leave, the time is now. Do not wait.
And taking this back to my guests who are with me on the broadcast, Major General Savach, you just heard the responses that are coming in from the United States of America, also the United Kingdom. The key aspect of condemnation of Iran is on the fact that they are targeting innocent human lives, innocent Israelis, who are there in the country. What about the innocent Palestinians, or what about the innocent people of Lebanon who turned out to be collaterals in the face of the Israeli attack? Israel had pounded Gaza. Israel then ended up, sending out missiles to Lebanon, and that's exactly was what the other aspect of this international criticism really was, because we did see how Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, was giving that speech at the UNGA. He, in fact, decided to hold his ground and stand by the attack that Israel is planning on doing, and they will do anything to defend its people. And that saw a diplomatic walkout. Half of the UNGA really had all of these leaders walk out in the middle of that speech. What do you have to say about that sort of a response that Israel is getting in the face of this escalation that the country is also doing, and also the accusation of it involving itself and indulging in war crimes?
No doubt. See, what happened on 7th October done by Hamas was a genocide. It was a terrorist action. And the complete public opinion of the world was with Israel. But certainly when the Israel has gone into Gaza, and then there was civilian casualty. Now the casualties are more than about 42,000. And there are human rights violations which have taken place. But that is more of a collateral damage, because the point is that Hamas has built up their communication center, their headquarters, their logistic build up in schools, in hospitals, as well as in mosques. So there is no doubt about it. Israel has been criticized for so many Palestine casualty, and of course Israel has to take blame for that. But certainly it has also happened that strategy and tactics.
Sivaj, we're talking about the killing of about more than 40,000 people in Gaza alone, and I think more than 15,000 of those people were children. How can
Absolutely.
these many be just collateral damage? And that's a lot of international scrutiny that Israel is really getting over that. Rabinder Sachdeva wants to make a quick point. I'll come to you in just... Okay, yes.
See, what I'm trying to convey is that the lesson which has been learned by Israel, no doubt, or no one is absolving Israel for number of civilian casualty which has taken place in Gaza. There is no doubt about it. They could have done a better operation wherein the civilian casualty could have been minimum. And that's they are trying to do now in Lebanon. Possibly how much they succeed or not. You see, I as a military man can say it is very easy to say that there won't be any civilian casualties. But when the war takes place, when the difference and the gap between a civilian and the military man is very less, and when they are together, it becomes very difficult. But certainly, Israel has been criticized all over the world for basically the civilian casualty, and especially the children. And that is not acceptable. This has been told by Prime Minister Modi also. We do not accept the casualties of civilians, especially the children and the women. No doubt about it. But certainly you must understand that there are certain, operational compulsion which has taken place, and no doubt about it. I suppose that Israel has failed in Gaza for not taking a precautionary measure of not able to hit on those civilian targets. It has, by mistake, also not only this, it has also hit the personnel from the United Nations. And there are casualties more than 10 to 15.
Absolutely, but Major General Savach, how would they? They are using, let's say, the banned bunker buster bombs to target southern Lebanon. It has been banned under the Geneva Convention for precisely the reason that it cannot act with precision. We will come back to this point that you're making, and also how has the Indian government responded to this crisis in the Middle East. We have the